You're listening to The Jacob Valk Show. He's breaking down the latest and greatest in sports as only he can. Follow him on Twitter at RealJacobValk. Here he is, Jacob Valk.
Hello, sports fans! Welcome to another New York Islanders episode of the Jacob Valk Show. I am Jacob Valk, and I know I said on Friday that I was going to do a second half preview, but then I really thought about it, and I decided I didn't want to do that because I did that last show. You know, I told you guys what the Islanders need to do to be better in the second half. Instead, I want to talk about Matthew Barzal and Kiefer Bellows. And I'll start with Barzal. There is no doubting that he is the best player on the team. He's a cornerstone piece. I hope that he stays with the Islanders for a really, really long time. And if the Islanders choose to blow things up at some point, I don't want him to trade Barzal. He's the kind of guy who you can build around. But there are some things about Barzal that just drive you nuts. We can argue all we want about John Tavares, but Tavares, when you just look at his play on the ice, a lot less infuriating than Matthew Barzal. Sure, Tavares had bad moments, but Barzal just has moments that make you want to strangle him. He gets way too fancy with the puck. That's my biggest issue with Barzal. You have teammates. Use them. I understand that they're not superstars. Lee is very, very good. I wouldn't call him great. Jordan Eberle has been a disappointment. Josh Bailey, very, very good. Whoever else you want to put with Barzal, very, very good. Not great. So I get that Barzal is trying to compensate for that. But if you've got the opportunity to pass it, just pass it. If you've got the opportunity to shoot, then shoot it. Don't get too cute. Play simple hockey. You're the best player on the team. The team will only go as far as you take them. I don't want to hear about a team-first mentality. You know what? In team sports, if the best player is off his game, then the entire team goes down with him. There are countless series that I can think of, not just in hockey, but in baseball and basketball, where the best player was off his game and the entire team went down with him. Barzal really needs to step up his game if the Islanders are going to be competitive going forward. Now, Saturday, he went the other way. Instead of not getting his team involved enough, he got his team involved too much. There were multiple occasions against Vancouver where Barzal had opportunities to shoot the puck, and he didn't. And if the Islanders get a lead in that game, it changes things. This is a team that has just never been able to score the big goal this year. It's why I'm screaming for an offensive superstar. I don't know who that guy is, but it's not Barzal. He's not the kind of guy who's going to rally the troops and say, don't worry guys, I got this, I'm going to score. He's an infuriating hockey player. He's great. He's my favorite player. He's the fastest skater in the league. But he has moments that make you want to strangle him. And I don't give a damn that he's young. He's been in the NHL for 3 years. The honeymoon phase is over. He really needs to step up his game. If he doesn't, this team is in danger of falling out of the playoffs. Bunch of people on Saturday were happy that they were able to eke out a point. You know what? That's fine, I guess. But for goodness sake, they didn't even deserve that. They did not play well for most of that game. They looked rusty. They looked lost. This is a trend with the Islanders. They don't play well on extended breaks. And it's when they should be playing better because they're well rested. That's a coaching issue. That's not a player's issue, that's a coach's issue. I love Barry Trotz, but it's something that he really, really needs to work on. It killed them last year against the Hurricanes. Alright, on to Kiefer Bellows. He's finally going to get a shot with the big boys. I'm really happy for him. This is a guy who 2 years ago was tearing up training camp and the preseason, but the Islanders just didn't have any spots for him, so he went down to Bridgeport. And he got off to a slow start in Bridgeport this year, but in his last 26 games, he's had 15 goals. He's really picked it up as of late. The Islanders' third line has been terrible this year. We all know that. But I think Bellows can be the guy to give that line some life. If nothing else, he'll bring a youthful energy to it. He'll make things happen on the ice. It's unfair to expect him to be the savior for this team, but he has talent that's undeniable. I think Bellows will do a really, really good job this year for the Islanders. As for what his future holds long term, I have no idea. One thing I don't want to see, though, is people saying that this is the Islanders' trade deadline acquisition. No. They still need an offensive superstar. They need a veteran that's a proven goal scorer. It doesn't matter if Bellows comes out like a bat out of hell. The Islanders need more. One other thing that I want to mention, and I've been wanting to bring this up for a while, I just never had the opportunity to, so I'll shoehorn it in here. Scott Mayfield has been the Islanders' best defenseman this year, by far. Offensively, he's been really good. Defensively, he's been really good. His physical play has taken a step back, but I don't mind that. The Islanders have Martin and Cizikas for that. They can afford to not have Mayfield be the physical player that he was. Scott Mayfield has been the Norris Trophy winner for the Islanders this year. And with all the injuries that the Islanders have had on defense this year, they desperately, and I mean desperately, needed someone to step up. It should have been Leddy, but it wasn't. It should have been Pulock, but it wasn't. Instead, it was Scott Mayfield. I give him a ton, and I mean a ton, of credit. I'm going to be excited to see what Bellows can do for the Islanders going forward. I'm going to be watching him very closely. Until next time, I am Jacob Valk saying that whatever's going to happen is going to happen when it happens, regardless of what happened before.